Okay, hey, we got a new project. This is a 75 Z1, and I'm gonna call it the Detroit Z1. It's basically an unrestored bike. My buddy Rick got it from an auction or something up in Michigan somewhere. I don't know what he did. Anyway, we got it, the motor was stuck. So the pipe is kind of unique, but it's got some reproduction cams in it, some race cams. So what happened was I got here later today, so Jimmy had already started working on this, but he had it in his area for a while, and we're trying to get it to break loose, but it's valve train related. So we got some reproduction cams. The mileage is fairly low. I think it's like 25,000 or so. You got the original rims, original fork. We're getting rid of these ugly crash bars because I got some rash on the one side. If you come around to this side, when I got it, it was missing a left side cover, and I think I might have one for it. Got some kind of reproduction chain guard. It is original paint, got some scratches. Shock towers are kind of gooned. We're going to look into fixing this. Now, Jimmy, he'll sit and tell you the story behind what he's done so far and why we're doing what we're doing, and here he is.
We had to free the motor up, and I used a strap wrench to do that with, and got the motor to turn over, and got it freed up fairly well. But when it turned it about halfway, piston was hitting the valve, so I had to pull the cam cover off, see what was going on. And I believe what's happened is the chain has jumped the sprocket on the bottom. Like I said, it does have aftermarket cams in it, and you can see through the spark plug hole that one of the pistons was coming up and hitting the valve a little bit. So that's kind of where we're at, was pull the cams out of it, put some stock cams in it with stock sprockets, and time it all back up and see if it turns over like it's supposed to. And we're gonna do a leak down test on it too, and see if there's any valves bent or anything like that before we go too far too. That way everything, make sure it's good.
Some things I wanted to point out about it. I was kind of looking it over a little bit. It's still got that. It's got a rare sprocket or chain guide. I call it inner chain guard, but anyway, this goes on the transmission cover, so that's still good. So I think the bike has always been fairly stock all its life, since it has original paint and stuff. I don't see any real serious crash damage because this is all still pretty nice. I think there's some lines here, but I think the crash bar is what caused that. So we've got that set up, and of course we're going to put our new grommet in there and everything when we put this back together. And then we'll over here, and on the front of the motorcycle, I think that the studs and stuff are going to be good on the exhaust. It's got these acorn nuts, and we actually sell these. We have a kit for this, and we sell them on our webpage. It's very unique. Colony used to make them years ago. So this all looks pretty good. Nice cover, correct cover. A lot of nice patina to this. We're going to clean it up a little bit, but I think we're going to leave this as an unrestored rider. We're missing the front turn signals and the stems. Got a little bit of scratches here on the speedo gauge. Got a little bit of scratches here on the switch. Still got some coating here on this. This is the original paint tank. I mean, the tank looks pretty good. It does have the genuine fuel valve on it. That's the late 74, 75 fuel valve. That's nice. I'm gonna pop the tank open, take a look. Inside the tank is nice. It needs a rinse, but it's nice, very nice. I think if I can come up with a nice side cover, look into the pipe a little bit, and I'd much hate to say it, we're going to put the stock cams and stuff back in it because it's easier for us. So we're going to make a nice stock bike out of it. There's no broken fins. We found that these cams are aftermarket. It says K259. So I don't know if these are Andrews. I believe they're Andrews, but we'll find out. It also says CWC R. And then here's another casting here. So I don't know what these cams are for sure, but we're going to figure it out. So in the meantime, on this side of the motorcycle, Jimmy is doing a leak down test. and he'll tell you the results of the leak down test.
Okay, what we're doing is we're putting 80 pounds of pressure into the cylinder, and this gauge tells you how much the cylinder is leaking off. So you can see it's got 80 pounds here, and we're at about 66 pounds on this side, which is getting past the rings and the valve, which means the valve's either got dirt or something under it, or a piece of carbon or something like that, or it's bent. The number 2 cylinder, it has 100% leak off, so the valve is definitely bent on the number 2 cylinders. 3 and 4 are about the same as this cylinder is, so we got to pull the head off and see what's going on with the valves. So one of them's definitely bent. We've got it hooked up to the number 2 cylinder just to show you that the valve is bent, and you can pump this all the way up to 100 pounds, and it ain't even building any pressure in here. And you can also hear it coming out through the carburetor really good. So the valve is definitely probably bent. If it had a little small piece of dirt or something like that, it would build pounds over here. But since it ain't building anything, something definitely going on.
Getting one of these the side head bolt out of this motorcycle, and Jimmy here, he's going to tell you what's happening here and why he's doing what he's doing.
What we're doing, we're heating the casting up with the torch so the aluminum will outswell the steel, so it'll make it easy to come out. So what we're doing is we're working it until you start to feel it get tight, and once it gets tight, you don't want to torque on it because you break it off. You gotta have lots of patience when you do it, and you just keep cranking it back in. It gets really loose again, and then you work it back the other way, and you just keep doing that until you work it all the way up out of there. That way you don't break the bolt off, create yourself a lot of extra work. So that's what we're doing. We got the bolt out, and what's happened is a little bit of the aluminum is galled to the bolt itself and the rust and everything. So we're probably going to repair the threads too in the cylinder itself, so we can fix that. That ain't going to be a problem, but that's what happens. And like I say, if you work it back in and work it back out, that usually will come out. If you just kept torquing on it, it would bust it off. Then you got to try and drill it and do all kinds of stuff to get it out, and that's not good.
Okay, here's our Detroit 75Z1. I'm lost here, so I don't know where to go, but I got some funky stuff here. When we had talked earlier, we had shown where we had a bent valve. Okay, so we opened up this, took off the head, and thought, man, this is a big cylinder. Okay, so this is the piston that we took out of it. And this is made in Japan by a company called Yoshimura. Yoshimura is a good name. But we need to find out some information if anybody knows anything. We got a slightly domed piston. Now, if you look at the size, I didn't measure it yet, but I mean, here's the size difference, as you can see. Yoshimura and Standard. Standard is like, wake up here, you know. So, Yoshimura, you know, is happening here. So what they've done, and I don't know how far they've gone, but if you notice here on the corner of the cylinder, it says 903. Okay, so we know that's a Z1. I don't know how big you can go with the standard block on how big this is, but I'll find out the size and everything. But also keep in mind that it's also the genuine setup because it's 74 and up because it's got the O-ring right here. And takes the 2-piece head gasket, so it can't be anything serious, or it would have had a 1-piece copper head gasket, as they did in the 70s, 80s, whatever. So we don't know exactly what we have here yet. Now we have a camshafts. The camshafts that came out of this motorcycle say K259 USA. The cams are like new. Okay, then we have some more writing right here which says D2. Then we also have some more writing here that says, I believe, I5 and C2 right here. So, and then also we have some other castings here that say CWCR on the bottom. And then we have some more castings right here that say maybe like 1A 31 or 37. I don't know for sure. So we're just now breaking into this. I'd like to, if there's anybody out there that knows anything about these cams, I'm interested to find out. And also we're gonna measure the cylinder to find out where we're at with that. Now, I also have an old catalog here from Yoshimura. This was a Dale Star Engineering catalog from years gone back, the Ultimate Z1 catalog. He was a Yoshimura dealer or what have you. Here is the exhaust pipe. I don't know for sure if I have a Yoshimura pipe. However, let's come over here and take a look at it. I have this pipe here, and I don't know if this is Yoshimura or not. It's kind of strange that there's a lot of period stuff on this, the bike's original paint, and I do have the Yoshimura big bore kit. I don't know what cams I have there for sure, and I'm not really positive if this is a Yoshimura pipe or not, but it surely resembles it in the catalog. So if there's anybody out there that knows any more about these hot rod parts, please let us know as we proceed. We're gonna put the bike back to stock. I'm probably gonna put some good used pipes on it, and perhaps an air box, and of course turn signals and everything. Okay, we did a little bit more homework. The cylinder measures 69 millimeter. This piston measures 69 millimeter at about 72 degrees Fahrenheit. So we mark these. This is the holes they came out of. So where I'm at is, you can see we have the Yoshimura mark right here. Now I don't know exactly the size of the displacement, but we do have a casting number. It says 1006 right here at the bottom of the inside skirt. Okay, so that kind of leads me to believe that's about where we are with it. Just looks like an overboard of that size. The stuff looks great. All we did was clean up the tops of the pistons so we could mark them. But I don't see any blow-by. This is nice stuff. Cylinders look really good. Really good. I mean, there's no real damage. We still have crosshatch marks on the inside here. No lines. It's nice. Okay, some positive things about the cylinder. I see absolutely no broken fins whatsoever. Of course, it's a 74 to 76 cylinder because of the O-ring here. Here's the cams that we pulled out of that motor, and we have some more information. Did a little bit of history on the homework here. So, thanks to the internet. Okay, this is going to be the exhaust cam because it has a tachometer drive. So we have the markings on it, which was K259 USA. We looked at the end of the camshaft, and it has a KH on it. We believe that's Kenny Harmon cams. We believe. Okay, and it looks like someone has a stock sprockets here for the cam, but it looks like they've been cut so that someone could degree the cam in. That from the web page. We measured the cams ourselves, and it looks really close. KHL1, which is on the cam. It's a webcam 110 with a 400 lift. That's as far as we got. I'm not sure about the duration, but that is definitely the lift. So we believe this is the correct information for this because it has the standard markings of what they say here. So, okay, we got some more progress going here on the Detroit 75Z1. We found some good used pistons, put them in the ultrasonic cleaner, and you can see how shiny they are. Cylinder is really nice. So everything's looking good, and we're in the process of putting her back together. So over here on this bench right here, we have the carburetors that we're going through. We're kind of cleaning them up a little bit. Got all the valves out and stuff. I'm going to put a brand new NOS Kawasaki valve in it. Where's those valves at and stuff, Jimmy? Okay, I have what I got going on is all the rollers are nice. I'm replacing some of them. I'm replacing all the rings. It's all got brand new rings. The carburetor bodies look good. Everything cleaned up pretty cool. And then over here behind you, This is some of the goodies I pulled for it. We had a set of, I have this grommet that goes on the dyno cover. Usually stops them from leaking. We're going to see what's happening there. Of course, we have our K&N oil filter. And then here's new old stock gaskets. And we're going to put a new old stock valve in it for the bent valve. And then we had a nice set of cams in stock for it with the stock sprockets. So we're going to put those on it. And cam cover and stuff. I'm not going to polish anything like we normally do. I want this to be an unrestored everyday rider. So this is a very nice cam cover. It's gorgeous on the bottom. So we're going to put this on as is. Probably use my bolt kit that we make here at Johnny's. We're going to put new rim strips, tubes, and if you come over here, I'm going to put a brand new set of Bridgestone matching tires on it, which I have right here. I'm going to put the S11 front on and the rear. And also here's the gooned out chain guard that was on it. I don't think anybody likes that. So this was cool in the 70s, but a little bit later than that now. So we're going to put a black chain guard on it with all the proper parts and what have you. So we're getting ready to start the assembly of this motorcycle. Jimmy's gone through these carburetors. We have not... we've gone through all the jets, everything's clean, put them in the ultrasonic cleaner, get them cleaned up a little bit. And of course we got them taped up here so nothing goes down inside them or whatever. We don't believe, one of the common problems on these carburetors is this fuel T here. It goes on the bottom. A lot of times these will have O-rings on the inside and they leak. These appear to be really, really tight, so we don't think these are going to leak. We do offer these. We sell these here at the shop. And we have the fuel line that we get from Japan, this Dormy collection. And what happens is, if you look on the bottom of the float bowls here, you'll see the lines rotted away and came off of it. Here's your little clamps and stuff. So we're going to run this line here once we get the carburetors on the bike. So this is actually for when the carburetor overflows, it'll go straight to the ground instead of all over the motor. Okay, now we have the caliper, and I knew this would need work. I haven't had a chance to clean it up much yet or anything, but what the deal is, you can see the pad is almost into the caliper half, which isn't very good. So I get this from the Dormy collection. We stock these. These are kind of expensive. I think they're like somewhere between $60 and $70 for the whole kit. We have these O-rings. This is the shaft that goes through the calipers. It has O-rings. Okay, so we have these O-rings here in the kit. And also we have these boots here that go between the caliper here. A lot of times these will start to go south on us, so we replace these. And then of course we have all the seals and stuff. So we're going to clean this up, put a set of new pads in there. And we're going to clean this up nice and probably replace this screw here with a nice replated one or something. The piston's fantastic. This is a really nice piston. We make these out of stainless steel, but this is fine. The piston wall, we're going to clean it up a little bit, but that's nice. Everything's pretty nice on this. Then we're going to go to the head here. Now earlier we told you that we're going to just replace one valve. We wound up replacing 4 intake valves, or we replaced 4 new exhaust valves and 1 intake valve. They just was some pitting on the valves, so we didn't want to use them. And we also replaced these intake manifolds here. We put our new screws in, and here's the reproduction intake manifolds. They're nice and soft. And this is going to make somewhat a good motorcycle. We just wanted to make sure that once we start rolling, we don't want to go back and have to change this or this. So we're doing it all at once. That way it's a good setup. And we're going to replace this screw here for this tachometer drive. And we got the seals and stuff for here also. So, and Also, on the bottom of the cylinder, we'd always talked about the 74, 75, 76 cylinder had this O-ring. We only use the genuine one, and these are about $80 from the cow dealer, but we had to have it. So now that we have all the parts ready, we're going to start the assembly of the engine, and maybe we'll get it running today. Okay, as we always tell our customers, whenever a Z1's been setting, or any of our Kawasaki's, we always like to take clutch apart before we start them up, and there's a reason for that. If you come here, you're going to see all the garbage from sitting. I wiped that clean with my hand. Holy garbage. So anyway, that's the reason why we take the clutch off, because they've been setting. Now we're going to take the clutches and clean them. So if you come over here, you're going to see like where some of the linings have come off the clutches. And we believe that there could have been like gasoline or something that could have got in the motor, or some kind of moisture or something. But anyway, the linings are coming off the clutch plates, as you can see. And look how nasty my hands are from all this stuff. And this just rips like nothing. And so over here we have the balance of them. Now we're going to put these in some cleaner, and we're going to check them, a piece of glass or something, to see if they're warped. They don't look too promising. These are definitely shot. So we'll get back with you here, and we think that since we saw this, just for the heck of it, we're going to take the oil pan off and take a look at that too. So these are just the steps you have to go through to get a bike that's been sitting for like 20 years going. Okay. I just learned that the last license plate on here was like 1981 or something like that. So anyway, I'm looking at it closer because I got some good light now here. So we're going to pull this out here. We're going to pull this out of here because if you look in here on the grooves here where they go, clutch plates, you can see more stuff. And this is not good. So I think we're going to save the world here. We're going to take this nut off and stuff and pull all this out. Then we're going to degrease demuck the clutch basket, the inner clutch hub. And then we're going to then proceed to clean out the case real nice, make it nice. And then we're going to pull the oil pan off and see what it looks like too. These are, like I said earlier, this is just stuff you got to do to anything that's been sitting a long time. It's poor storage is not a good thing. Thanks. Okay, we got some more progress going on here. As you can see, we have a gorgeous, beautiful pump or pan. We've checked everything, and this is nice. There's no broken fins. This is very, very close to a perfect oil pan. Oil plug's not too bad, but I may put a new one in here. I don't know. It's starting to round off a little bit. Probably put a new one on there. Now I've got the clutch springs, rings ready to go. Of course, here's our filter ready to rock and roll. And we use K&N 126 when we do these. Okay, going to the clutch housing area. We got all the goop out. It's pretty nice in here now. As you can see, there's no dirt. So we're getting that out of there. And where we're at now is we're going to put new screws in here. And then I have replated oil pan bolts right here. This is all genuine Kawasaki stuff that's been replated. So that's going to be nice. We're going to put new screws as much as we can where we remove stuff. Now, keep in mind when you're looking at this motorcycle after we're done, it wasn't just a wash job, bang it out the door. This is we're going through a lot of stuff on this. It had the high performance cams and stuff. We now have the stock 900 cylinder. Head's had a valve job. Got gorgeous, beautiful cams, and as you can see, he's using the genuine Kawasaki tool here to set the valves with the shims. So we're still proceeding. We got most of the back of the bike done. We're gonna put the oil pan and stuff on it here, and we should have her fired up here pretty soon. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll go from there. Next, we have a wonderful addition. When we first got the bike, it had a stock seat, but the seat pan itself was kind of rotted on this side here. So this is going to be an excellent addition to this motorcycle. We now have an original cover on this seat here, and this is nice. So we're going to be running a nice stock seat for the bike. Very nice addition to the unrestored motorcycle. Very nice. Okay, we've got some more progress on this beautiful motorcycle.
Detroit.
Okay, we have the chain guard on it. Looks good. This is our chain guard kit. Shocks. Seat's nice. Everything's looking really good. So what we're going to do is we get the starter cover on. This had a broken bolt originally. So we got the starter cover on it. And we got the front brake caliper on it with the nice tubes and everything. We're going to finish this up a little bit later, but now got some other projects to work on. We put a pretty decent fender on it. Really nice, actually a nice fender, good use fender. So if you come over here, you'll see I have a switch here. We're gonna dissect this switch here because we need this high-low, as it's missing on here. So we kind of wanted to put as much genuine stuff on it as we could. And if you come over to this side of the motorcycle, we've got the collars. We use the Vesra exhaust gaskets. Johnny's makes these. We're talking about the exhaust parts now. We also offer this kit here. This is the mounting nuts and stuff. And if you look, there's the Z1 takes the small hole. This is 6mm versus the larger ones are for KZ1000. And we clean these up. These are cleaned up pretty nice actually. And we have inside ones and outside ones. They have the different taper here to clear the frame. See how they got the right here, then right here. They're a little bit different. Okay, well, we're going to keep you posted, and I'll show you the pipes. These pipes did not come with the motorcycle. However, they're genuine Z1 pipes. Chrome's not too bad. This one here, little bit of issues right here, and they are missing the baffles, but they're clean. And they have they're the small letter pipes. I don't know for sure exactly when they changed, but these are Z1 pipes. A KZ900 would be marked KZ900. So this is a nice set of pipes. The other ones look pretty decent. One's got a little ding here and stuff. They're not perfect, but they're pretty nice. So we're gonna put these on the bike and see what they look like. Okay. And this is a 75 Z1 that we picked up. We nicknamed it the Detroit bike. And we had our mechanic Jimmy Cresties do this one. You see on the videos before this, all the condition that was in, the motor being stock and all that. So we kind of put it together the best we possibly could to make it look unrestored. So as you can see, the top end and stuff that we put on is very, very, very uniform. Replaced a bunch of the screws. We have our own clamps and stuff that we had replated, just kind of make it look kind of uniform. We've got the side covers on it. You can see the tank is the paint's coming off the top because Kawasaki used several different colors to get to where they're at. You know, just look inside. This tank is absolutely gorgeous. We fit it with wonderful used grips. This is the master cylinder that came on it. This is all rebuilt. The mirrors are a little shorter. These are like LTD mirrors, but I believe they're genuine Kawasaki. All the hardware is fantastic. We replaced some of the hardware with the stuff that we make. Nice key fob. Some of these bolts are new, like the ones that we make. We fixed the switches. We put the nice turn signals on it and stuff. Everything is really, 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 really uniform if you look at it. We did fit it with a couple of new tires they had laying around. There's some rust a little bit here on the fenders and stuff. We had the seat redone. This is the original pan. It's an original cover. We put a battery in it that doesn't have the vent tube. As you can see, it's a sealed battery. Got a K&N filter on the inside. Has the grill here. This is all pretty nice. Got the genuine tray. Got the helmet hooks. All the decals. Everything really, really, really goes together. It's got an original chain guard. It's got our chain guard mount bolts, but it's pretty good. It is missing the baffles and the exhaust. The exhaust is not the greatest, but it's not bad. And I believe it's a little earlier exhaust, as we have the small writing here on the exhaust pipes. I believe this is maybe 74, maybe early 75. I'm not sure. They kind of used up their stuff when they could. We've got a little bit of holes here in this top pipe, as you can see. But the really, 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 really nice uniform bike. Everything works on it. You've got the decal here on the backing plate where it shows the usable range, and it's faded off as normal. I kind of wish we had a little better spokes, but the spokes appear to be pretty good. We've got some rotting here on the top of these pipes right here. So they're not the best of pipes, but they're definitely uniform for the condition of the motorcycle. Bike runs great. As you can see, there's a little bit of rust on the springs here and what have you. Got the right foot pegs. We still have some dust on the foot pegs right here, as you can see. Now, we cleaned up a lot of stuff with Metal Rescue. Metal Rescue did a pretty good job on a lot of stuff. It made it just right. You know, it was Metal Rescue is a really good product for what we're using it for. So it's got our cam cover bolts. Everything's pretty good. We put some of our screws that we use. It had the crash bars on it, so we put a new bolt on the top here. But all in all, it's pretty good. So let's see if we can get her started here. Go ahead and fire it up, Jimmy. It's an absolute perfect everyday rider. It'd be a good bike to restore, but I think it's too nice to restore. It's got a nice original airbox. Sounds good. Go take her for a ride. Let me see what's happening. No wheelies. Gorgeous unrestored bike. Gorgeous. That thing sounds good from back here. I intend to ride it about 100 miles, and we're really lucky here in Ohio right now. It's Thanksgiving, and it's going to be 60 degrees tomorrow. We're running a 10W40 Golden Spectre oil one, just a petroleum based. So we're going to run it there, and it's probably good enough for about the season here. Motor sounds good. Man, that's how they sounded. gonna do is I'm gonna put a tag on it, and I'm gonna try to get as many miles in on it today or tomorrow as I can before it gets really cold. We're just blessed to have good weather, so we'll keep you in tune here on how everything's coming, and we're gonna be offering this motorcycle for sale. Thanks for looking. The clutch works nice. This is a good bike.